everybody and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. In today's video I'm going to be drawing Baby Yoda with my colouring pencils. So I'm going to be using my Faber-Castell Polychromos to create my drawing of Grogu. If you are new to my channel, my name is Gemma. I create weekly art content, so make sure you subscribe so you never miss out on any of my videos. So let's get straight into it. So I have actually already pre-drawn out the child for this drawing today, and I'm going to make a start on the eyes because I think that the eyes make the piece just come to life straight away, and there's something really nice about seeing that come out of the page. So I'm blending all of my different colouring pencils together using all of the colours that I could see in my reference photograph, and I'm layering those up on top of one another. And I'm also using my Zest It pencil blend to define the colours even further. I find that this really enhances the colours and makes them really stand out. And then actually when I go over the top of them again, the colours intensify even further and you can get a really bright colour down onto your page. Once I have created the eyes, I'm then just blocking in any greens on my drawing and getting in all of the basic shades for the Baby Yoda's face. I have actually already created a Mandalorian painting before, so if that is one that you are interested in seeing and you haven't seen that one already, I will link it down below in the description box. It does also feature Grogu in that painting, so make sure you check that one out. So I have just worked on the shaded inner part of the ear, and I use my Zest It pencil blend yet again to create that really nice dark tone, and I'm starting to build up a darker tone within the other ear, but I'm going to come back to that one a little bit later. I'm just going over with some additional greens within the ear to really try and get a good fade from that really dark inner ear to the outer ear. And then I'm going to continue working up some of my darker shadows because that fabric that drapes around Baby Yoda is casting a shadow up onto his face, and I want to capture that along his cheeks and within the chin area. When you're drawing something like this character, it's really important to focus on all of the different shades because you don't want to have just one shade of that colour because you want to make it look as realistic as possible. If I was just adding one colour of green all the way across my drawing, I wouldn't get the depth of colour within the piece and it would look very flat. And you may have also noticed that I haven't just stuck to greens within this. I have also added some magenta and some blues within this piece to really get a good depth of colour. And I think that's one of the really good things about using colouring pencils because you have so much control over your medium. You can add lots of different colours in there and go back and forth, and you can just add the smallest amount of colour and it will really add a huge difference to your drawing. I'm now going to be working on the fabric part of the drawing, and I've got some draping effect, but I've also got like a woolen textured fabric, and for this texture I have used a scumbling method, so adding in really small kind of scribbles almost to try and create a texture, and I've added a base layer of lots of different colours underneath before adding my final layer of scumbling to create that woolen texture. And I think this works quite well because I don't miss out on any of the base tones within the fabric, but I get a nice texture on top. I really enjoyed season 2 of The Mandalorian. I thought it was so good. Let me know in the comments what you thought and also what your favourite episode was. I don't know how we are going to wait such a long time until the 3rd season comes out, but I suppose I'll just have to draw more characters in the meantime. I'm now darkening up a lot of the areas within Grogu's face just to really define the areas, and also I'm adding in that nose. Noses are my nemesis. However, I think that this went okay. I've got a little bit of a shadow underneath the nose to show that it is raised, and I've also got in the basic shape of it, so it's not too bad. I'm now going to add in all of like the little bumps on top of his head, and I'm going to be using a mixture of different greens and blues for this, and then I'm also going to burnish that out with a white pencil. This is a really good tip to use if you're wanting to get some nice highlights in your work and also blend out some of your pencil marks. Once I've finished this, I'm then going to use my white jelly roller pen to add the details of his fuzzy white hair. And I'm going to refine this a little bit later also, so make sure you keep watching to see how the final piece looks. I'm now going to add in Grogu's carrier pod, and the carrier pod is slightly out of focus, so I'm going to use some of my blending tools for this part of the drawing. Now I'm going to make sure that it looks out of focus by doing sort of a blurred look with the colours, and then I'm going to blend them all together using my Zest It colouring pencil blend. I'm not using really sharp lines for the outside part of the carrier because, like I said, that part is going to be slightly out of focus. I do quite like some of the colours that I have used to build up the outer part detail of Grogu's carrier pod. I think this looks really quite good against that really sharp black background. And to create that background, I added a couple of layers of my black pencil, and then I went over the top of it with my Zest It pencil blend to really fill in all of the tooth of the paper so you can't see any of that showing through. So it is a really nice layer of black pencil. Next up is the front part of the carrier pod, and it is quite weathered looking, and I'm going to create this weathered look by using additional tones within my work. So I'm going to use some browns and some blues, and I'm also going to add in a few darker areas to show that the carrier pod has been through quite a bit. And I use my Zest It pencil blend again for this to refine the areas, and then once I have created all of my refinement, I then use my Faber-Castell white pen to add in any highlights within my piece. So I go over any areas that I want to enhance, and then again I use this pen to create some extra wispy little hairs on top of Grogu's hair before finishing up. So there you have it, that was my final drawing of Grogu, and I am so pleased with the final outcome. It did take me quite a long time to draw this for this video. I think in total it probably took me about 8 hours, and I have spent most of my New Year's Day creating this drawing for you. So if you have liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know in the comments what you would like to see in some of my future videos, and also make sure you subscribe. I've got so much planned for this new year, and it would be absolutely fantastic if you joined me across on this journey. I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.